Well, folks, all right. Gate 14 podcast. First live pod you've ever done. We are back. The season is complete. And just how it started, just how it went the entire way, it ended in embarrassment. The Toronto Blue Jays got swept by the 100-loss Miami Marlins. Avery, how you feeling, man? How you feeling?
Thank God. Thank God it's over. It feels the exact same way as last year ended by thank God we don't have to watch this team anymore.
Yeah.
Feels the same way to end it. And holy fuck, did they ever suck to end it. God, 8 of 9, right? Losing.
Yeah, 8 of 9.
Are you serious? I do have one good thing.
Let's hear it.
With how bad the Toronto Blue Jays were.
Okay.
Way to runs created plus check.
Oh, I'm listening. What was it?
101.
Wow. You are not being tricked, Jackson. This is not pre-recorded, buddy. We are right here. Yeah, listen, I mean, they're above average hitting team, 101. Is that good? But just, I mean, looking back on it, I mean, do we really want playoffs? Like, fuck.
Dude, it's 2 days you got to be locked in, and last
work.
year 4 o'clock starts. We had to miss a little work, and I know, you don't want to do that. You want to be definitely working instead of watching playoff baseball.
Yeah, why would you? Why would you want to be watching playoff baseball? But yeah, I mean, listen, I'm sad. I'll be honest with you, I'm sad. It's like, this is the thing. Let me throw in a fuckings in here for the people. Listen. I'm sad, man. It shouldn't have went this way. This was the worst Toronto Blue Jays team in the history of Gate 14 podcast. There you go. There's no other way around it. This is the worst team in the history. And I can't believe Gualberto's in here. Holy shit. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to try to minimize how much I talk to the chat because people are going to be listening to this on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So I don't want to look like we're all over the place. But it's sad, Avery. I mean, this is the worst Toronto Blue Jays team in the history of our podcast. There's no other way around it, Abe, right? It's just like, that's just what it was. And it never really had like a good point of the season. Maybe the win streak a couple weeks ago that gave us the fake. Remember at one point this team was 4 games back of a playoff spot ago, like 3 weeks ago? And now it's like, I'm looking back on it. I can't even believe that even exists. Like that happened.
No, there was a very good chance. It was, you go into it, you get through this week, and maybe we're back at 500 again. The Red Sox, would they finish 500 as well? Yeah. There was pretty much no point to the season that was good. Besides Davis Schneider bomb off Josh Hader, where you thought, okay, things are going to start turning here. Nothing ever turned. I mean, you just look at the team. God, there were some bad Blue Jays teams as of recent, but like, this team is worse than the 2017 Blue Jays. Like, they're pretty bad. 2018, they're better than 2019 as well. But it's by one game they were better than 2018. This is
the thing, though, Avery. What makes it tough is you could say, right, like they were better than 2018 and 2019. But in my opinion, it makes it substantially worse because in 2018 and 2019, we were like, oh shit. We got the number one prospect team and like number one farm system in baseball. We got Vladdy, Bo coming up. We have Kevin Biggio coming up. Yep. Holy shit. This team's going to be a wagon. So we have that to look forward to. Now it's like, what are we kind of looking forward to? I mean, maybe a Vladdy extension, obviously, but like there's really nothing for us to be excited about right now.
No, you have to get, again, you got to be interesting in the trade developments because I'm starting to have the take free agents are bad. Free agents suck.
You know what? I'm actually right there with you. I'm out on free agents because look at it this year. Jorge Soler, a pumpkin, dog shit, traded. Rhys Hoskins, kind of terrible for the Brewers, to be honest with you, Abe. Right? Like, not really that good with the Brewers. And then you got Justin Turner, who led all of right-handed bat free agents in weighted runs created plus. Like, free agents might just suck. He might just suck, dude.
Yeah. If you're a free agent over 32.
Yeah, we don't want you.
You suck.
Yeah.
I like when we get the 29-year-old free agents. That's a good age. 30
might be an ageist.
30, you start to question some things. It's like, hey, we got 4 really good ones left, and maybe your fifth one. Shohei was a free agent. Yes, that's a different story.
That's a unicorn.
That's Bo and Vlad getting to free agency as well. That's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Juan Soto wasn't free. Juan Soto will be the one that changes everything. Pitchers, different story. You can pick up pitchers, free agent, and have them change, but the hitters, it's a different story. If they wanted the good hitters, they'd try to extend them, right?
Yeah. That's where I'm at with that. Like, and I'll be the first to admit it. If you listen to this podcast, you'll know it. I was Anthony Santander pilled. Now I'm out. No deal, Howie. No deal, Howie. I am out on Anthony Santander solely based on the fact that this dude is going to get paid, and I am going to be so mad when he has a 98 weighted runs created plus next year and is an absolute dog shit hitter, because that's what's going to happen. Let's be real. Let's be real here for a second. Cody Bellinger was sick last year. This year he stunk. It's the same situation. Same thing.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be very similar for sure. He deserves the money he's going to make.
Yes, 100%, but I hope it's not with us. I'll say it.
Yeah, it's just the term you're going to worry about too. Like, there's going to be a stinky season in there from Santander. So yeah, again, he's another person. Now, I saw BNS come out and say that as well, right? The exact same thing. Like, why would you pay Santander after a pretty obvious career year just happened?
Yes.
Like you don't want to be paying Santander at what you think he is this year. I think it's more along the lines of what he's been the couple years before that. What we've seen, like he's not young. He's 30, right? So
32 is young, according to JR. But yeah, like listen, it's they're probably we're gonna get Tyler O'Neill and we're gonna like it. That's what's probably gonna happen. And I'm honestly fine with it because he rakes off.
We have Tyler O'Neill at home.
Who?
Or Elvis Martinez.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. Tyler O'Neill beats the shit out of Elvis Martinez, and Tyler O'Neill is naturally jacked and handsome.
No, we have Tyler O'Neill at home. Tyler O'Neill is like 100 weighted runs created plus against right-handed pitching, and then 250 against left-handed pitching. That's our Elvis. We got that. we need someone else. We're fine. I promise.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, yeah, it's going to be a tough offseason, but let's talk about our weekend. Let's talk about our weekend first. I know our listeners in here, they're ride or die, so they would probably want to hear about it. I told a story about, I tweeted the Anthony Mackie thing. I got to talk about that, obviously. So Thursday, we went out for dinner with a couple of guys in the Jays, like some of the pitchers that weren't throwing this weekend, obviously. We went out with them, just chatted it up. Gausman was there, obviously. He was done. His season was done, so we kind of it was cool to hang out with Gausman. One in a million. He rocks. He truly does rock. He was just chatting it up with us. I told him I could send him to Mars and I'd spit on his splitter.
The best thing that happened, John. I'll tell this part of the story is
because I want to keep some of it private, obviously. But
no, nothing was bad. Yeah. It was the classic Gate 14 crew. Me, Johnny, Curtis, Alto, maybe Randa was there too, and Bowden and Kevin Gausman. And the only thing that was being talked about was Johnny saying that he was going to take the best AL pitcher in the second half and a guy who got Cy Young votes the year before deep.
Well, I was drunk. So again, there's an asterisk beside that. I don't know how much I meant it.
No, you can possibly mean it because you would never be able to. You made a bet with Gausman. Like this, if we get to see this try and happen one day, it'll be an insane thing to do. But
he was down. He's so down. Gausman was down for anything with the ball. Like he said, he's going to come on the pod in the offseason. He's going to do the Gate 14 awards. He's in. He's locked in. He
was nicer than I could ever have imagined.
Yeah, he's the man, dude. He's the man. And that's the best way to get to know these guys and just understand, like, they're just normal dudes. Yeah. Like again. So what did I commit, Avery? What did I commit in this bet I made with Gausman? Because he wrote it down in his notes app. He wrote it down in his notes app.
He said if he breaks your bat, I believe this is what the one you're talking about.
Yes,
you owe $1,000 to the Gausman Foundation. And I know how we get away with this, Johnny. It's easy. Bomb bat. We're laughing.
BB Core.
Bomb bat.
He's a BB Core bat. But yeah, it was wow. But that wasn't even the craziest part of the night. I know we have a ton of superhero listeners, Marvel fans in here. Let's get to the Anthony Mackie story. So for all of you that know, Anthony Mackie threw out the first pitch for the Jays on Wednesday. Okay. This is Thursday. I'm assuming he stayed the next day. Whatever. I am in the bathroom at Cherry's. Anthony Mackie's there with like the Blue Jays coaching staff. Budzinski recognized us, came up to me and talked to me for a little bit. He rocks. I'm in the bathroom and I'm walking down the stairs of Cherry's. And I look to my left and I'm like, that is a famous guy, but I don't know who that is because I don't watch like famous movies. Like I don't watch superhero movies. Sorry. I don't watch superhero movies. Anyways, he's walking up the stairs now. And this drunk guy who was so fucking annoying to me and Avery the week before because he's a Gate 14 listener. Sorry, no offense. He points to Anthony Mackie and goes, holy shit, you're Anthony Mackie. Anthony Mackie looks at him and goes, shh, shut the fuck up. Right to this dude's face in front of me. I'm like, holy shit. And then the drunk guy, obviously had a little bit of drunk courage, looks at Anthony Mackie, and I wish I was joking with this story, but it 1,000,000% happened. I swear on my mom's life. He looks at Anthony Mackie and goes, fuck you. Like legit, fuck you. And then Anthony Mackie starts running down the stairs and goes to him and says, fuck you too. And they're face to face and had to get separated by Anthony Mackie's boys right in front of me. Again, 2 fuck ups by me. 1, didn't record it because I could have sold that shit to TMZ for $1 trillion. I could have been the richest man in North America if I sold that. And 2, that I didn't kind of step in and just hold Anthony Mackie back and be like, I'm on your side. I'm on your side. I'm with the Jays too. I'm on your side. But it was the craziest thing. And I came up and I immediately told a story to the boys. And some people didn't believe me. They're like, no way Anthony Mackie's here. Right when you got the confirmation, though, that Anthony Mackie was there, Avery, you immediately believed it, correct?
I believe you generally. You don't usually lie.
Especially, but why would I lie about Anthony Mackie getting in a fight in the bathroom?
Yeah, no, I couldn't believe that it happened. You were the only one there, which was the problem. Everyone else was still outside.
Yeah.
But a good, fun little story to have for a night that was a lot of fun. Did he how was he after that? Did you see him?
I saw him at the bar. Like he was at the bar with like Budzinski and those guys. But I didn't like talk to Anthony Mackie. I didn't want to get a shut the fuck up thing to me. So I just kind of kept my cool and just didn't really say anything. But it was truly one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I couldn't believe it actually happened. I was like, what? There's no way that Anthony Mackie just did that in front of me. But it was, anyways, Anthony Mackie, I guess, known piece of shit. I'm not going to speak on another man. Maybe he was drunk, but I mean, that was fucking crazy. Could you imagine just saying to a guy, just shut the fuck up to like a random dude that just recognized you? Didn't even ask for a picture?
Love that. Love that.
Yeah.
That's going to be you one day, John.
Yep, it's gonna be me someday. Well, I'll never do that. Every time listeners comes up to me, even a guy took a selfie with me in the bathroom a couple weeks ago. That was crazy, but yeah, it was a good weekend though in terms of not baseball. Gate 14 bar night Saturday. We had Gate 14 bar night. I'll be honest with you, man. I was banged up. I got there at 9. I thought it was 10, so I started like pretty much like I just was firing, which because it was just me and Alto. How was it for you? How was your experience?
It was good. It was nice and close to where I was at. I wish the team was better. I think we would have got a bigger turnout if the team was any good.
I think the girl at the front said there was 70 people there.
We'll take it.
Yeah. So
we'll take
any
one person who shows up. I appreciate. So
and then so we were like 1,000 away from the minimum. So me and Alto drunkenly were like, all right, fuck it, let's just buy 2 bottles. Let's just buy 2 bottles. So we were carrying home 2 bottles at like 3 a.m. But thank you to everyone that came to the event. We brought shirts, and if you got a shirt, you were one of the OGs that came. You were one of the first people.
Curtis did the dumbest thing anyone's ever done.
Yes, when he put the shirts on himself.
10 shirts he wore them himself before he gave them.
That's just Curtis. That's just Curtis being dumb as shit, though. That's all that is. But yeah, no, it was a great night. Honestly, it was a great night. I love seeing the people. Hopefully next year we're doing it in the middle of a playoff run, or even dude. Imagine if we did it after the Jays clinched the playoff spot.
Would be scenes.
Would be absolutely scenes. But yeah, great weekend. Thanks to everyone that showed up. Winter tour would be hilarious. Would love to travel Canada. Hi, YJs. Yeah, that'd be great. But Avery, I have an idea. Because it's the end of the season pod, let's grade the players on the roster.
Oh my God.
Let's grade the players.
Yes.
I'll ask, and then you give the answer. Then I won't rebuttal, but I'll help you out with the answers.
Okay.
We're gonna go pitchers first.
Pitchers first. All
Okay.
right.
Chris Bassett.
C+.
I'm gonna give him a B-.
Yeah.
I mean,
Same.
he ate up a lot of innings, kind of struggled second half of the year, but ate up a lot of innings and still gave you a 4.12 ERA or 4.2, whatever it was, ERA.
Yeah, he finished 4.16.
4.16. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I expect more from him.
Yeah.
That's why I give him
And
that
I guarantee
grade.
you he would say the same thing. He
Yeah.
would say the same thing. He expects more. He would probably say knowing how hard he is on himself, he'd probably say he had a shit year, right?
Yeah.
Next guy, Jose Barrios.
Jose Barrios, I'm probably giving an A.
Me too.
Yeah.
Insane second half of the year. Insane second half of the year. I believe he was one of the best pitchers in baseball if it wasn't for Bowden Francis second half of the season, man. He was unreal.
Yeah. Really good. So yeah, I'd give him an A for sure.
Okay. Ryan Burr.
Ryan Burr gets well, he had no expectations. So that goes into your grade.
Yeah.
Oh man, what would I give Ryan Burr? I'd give him a C.
Yeah, I'd give him a C+, right?
He was
essentially picked up off waivers. Like, I mean, what more could you ask for a guy? You're not
the
gonna ask
strikeouts were good. The strikeouts were good.
Yeah.
So something to build on at least for him. They put him in so many different roles.
Yeah.
How they used him. So yeah, I mean, fine, no issues.
Okay. Henny Cabrera.
Okay. And
this is a tough one because he had a bad last couple of weeks.
Yes, he did have a bad last couple of weeks. Let's look at the Henny stats. He gets a 3.59 ERA.
His last 7 appearances, 8.10 ERA. His last 15, 4.61 ERA. So he struggled the last.
I mean, he's like the classic bullpen. The bullpen as a whole gets an F.
Yeah.
Everyone who wasn't the main problem gets a C probably. So I'd put him in there. There was times where I thought there was no reason to take him out. A lock for a position spot next year.
Yeah.
And although I think he's probably still a lock for a position spot, wasn't the best after that. So
I agree.
I'll give him a C+ actually.
Okay. I'm not gonna go Brett DeGoose. Not sure if I'm not gonna go Brendan Eisert. Bowden Francis. I think it's easy. I think it's an A+.
Yeah, I'd give him an A. He doesn't get the A+ because of the first half.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just think the second half where he kind of had like where the Jays were kind of out of it and they just let Bowden eat. For me, what does it for me is he was unbelievable. Like, obviously, I mean, we're talking about the best pitcher in baseball for like a 2 month stretch. So he gets an A+ for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. Probably deserves an A+, but we still we dealt with the start of it where things were kind of all wonky. But yeah, great. So sick to see from him, man. Really awesome.
This is one that blew my mind. Like when I looked at his stats, I thought it was way worse. Kevin Gausman, 3.83 ERA to finish the year, 181 innings pitched. Finished off the year in his last 41 innings, had a 2.59 ERA. For me, I'm going to give a B.
That's exactly where I would land with Kevin Gausman too, because it was just such a weird start to his year.
Yeah.
The no strikeouts thing, really weird for his profile, what we know him as in the pitcher he was. But again, you look at the end of the year, accumulated by far the most WAR of any pitcher we had on the team. The numbers look good at the end of the season as well.
They do.
So the last couple starts, I told him to his face. I said, "We're winning a Cy Young next year." I said, we're doing it.
Yeah,
and he agreed with that. So I'm looking forward to it next year because it was. I wrote at one point the bounce back. I tweeted when we were at the game against who did we go see? The Red Sox on Thursday.
Yes,
and I was like, okay, the Kevin Gausman and Bo Bichette bounce backs are going to be huge. And then I realized like bounce back in the wrong sense of the term, as in the numbers. The numbers will get better than that. I mean, I think he's under a 3.5 guy next year, but we get back to Splitter getting whiffs. And I think that changes everything. So
I think I'm not going to give excuses, but it was another weird year. I mean, the guy missed spring training essentially, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, that's hard to do.
Yeah.
And then he made 31 starts, which is incredible.
Yeah. All right, next guy. This is going to be a tough one. I feel like we're going to be on different grounds here with this one. Chad Green.
Okay. Chad Green gets a B minus.
Okay.
I didn't think he was spectacular.
I'm gonna go C plus. I mean, if you look at the advanced numbers, I know I'm not an advanced numbers guy. They're not great. They are really
No,
not
he had a
great.
minuscule batting average on balls in play against.
Yes.
I'm looking at it here,
Yeah.
236. But now it's like the full season's done. You don't see regression as for this year. So we can look at these stats as they are right now. It is just what happened this season for Chad Green. Like xFIP, a run and a half worse at 444. You didn't like the thing where we didn't trade him at the trade deadline. And I think this is exactly the guy they were going. I say it every time. I think this is exactly the guy they're going to pay to try and get. So it didn't make sense to change things. Maybe it's just a role thing. Like he was the back end guy for a team that didn't need a back end guy because they won 74 games or whatever. I think he'll be in an okay spot for next season for sure.
And this podcast will be on Spotify, Dana. Brendan Little kind of surprised me. He had a little run there where he was insane.
Yeah, it was really good. His curveball, I tweeted at one point that it was an insane pitch. I haven't really gone and looked at some of those pitch specific stats. That's why we have these next couple months where you can go back and look at some of those stats and break it down. Brendan Little, for a guy that had zero expectations, there's 45 and 2/3 innings this year to a 3.74 ERA, low BABIP against as well, a decent left on base percentage. His home run to fly ball rate was by far the worst on the team at 35%. So
wow.
I think it's someone who can build for the future. Honestly, I will give this season a B for Brendan Little.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm with a B. Yariel Rodriguez.
Really
we talked about it with Gossman though on Thursday night. Gossman and Bowden said Yariel Rodriguez has the nastiest stuff on the team. It's just going to take him a little bit to put it together. And once he does put it together, it's going to be scary. That's their exact words. And Gossman and Bassett said the exact same thing about Bowden, and look how that turned out, right? So these guys see it day in, day out. They just said he has to kind of grow and learn how to pitch in the major leagues. But man, Yariel Rodriguez was an up and down season. The home runs were a lot. I'd like that to be dropped a little bit as well as the walks. I'm personally giving him a B, right? I mean, not a terrible year for Yariel by any means.
No, there's shitty at leaving people on base. Didn't do a good job of stopping that ever. Think we can get some more strikeouts. And YJ said it best, and it'll be my grade as well because YJ's is smart. He's going to give Y-Rod a Y, and that's what we're going to go through.
Just you don't know what to give him. You don't know what to give him.
I'd like where do you put him next season?
See, he would
because if you sign, I've been getting this name a lot in my messages.
Here we go.
And it's a name that I'm in on. YJ sent this to me that the Astros were in on this guy. It's Nick Pavetta's season in Toronto.
Oh my God. Gun to your head. There is no way you are picking Nick Pivetta over Yariel Rodriguez.
I mean, man.
Are you serious?
Pitchers can change from year to year so much that that it can be a crazy thing. So, yeah, I'd be fine with that.
I think Nick Pivetta would be, or I mean, we'd be in a little bit dilemma because I did call him Puvetta a lot on Twitter and on this podcast. Not quite sure how I'd spin zone that, but yeah, Nick Pivetta would be a fun one probably. Again, you can never have too many pitchers. If we learn anything this year, you can never have too many.
Exactly.
Let me tell you that for free because that Brett DeGoose or DeGeis or whatever the fuck his name is, that put the fries in the bag, brother. Sorry. That dude, I mean, wow. Holy shit. No disrespect though. But he was terrible. He was terrible.
Devers Enjoyer, I do want Puvetta. I want him back in Canada.
All right. Next guy. And this is again. So I got a text yesterday from this guy, Eric Swanson. He said in 2 weeks going to come on the podcast, and he said he's going to be an open book. It's going to be like a 60 minutes. We're going to get Swanee on. He said it's going to be an open book. He said he's going to just he wants to talk about the season from his perspective, what he had to go through, how tough it was for him, obviously, at the start. So that's going to be awesome. And it's cool that we can kind of give him that platform to be able to do that where we're not trying to do clickbait shit. And we could just actually have a person conversation with with a Swanee.
He ends with a 5.03 ERA, and
After it was bad at the start. I
it
mean,
was
I
insane.
tweeted it, Avery. I tweeted it. He finished off the year, his last 30 games. So 27 innings pitched, 3 ERA, 1 WHIP. Last 15 games, 1.32 ERA, 0.59 WHIP. Last 7 games, 1.35 ERA, 0.45 WHIP. Eric Swanson finished the year, and he said this to me too. He said, I finished the year how I expect to play every single time I pitch. That's how he finished the year. And he shoved. He fucking shoved, man. He shoved.
I will give him a reload or try again next year card.
Yes.
Yeah, it's an insane start for anyone to deal with. So yeah, I'll give him the chance. Like when things kind of settled for him, he got the reset in Buffalo. I mean, obviously, when you're dealing with all that stuff up in the big leagues, it's got to be insane, right? With the eyeballs on you too, it's not. Yeah. The mentions aren't going to be good.
Yeah.
So a good reset and a nice end of the season for him. Yeah. Again, the start was no one wanted to deal with that.
Yeah. So I am looking forward to seeing what he does next year, and I think he is. I think he's just kind of, especially with how he pitched since he got recalled. I think he essentially just solidified himself as a bullpen guy next year. Obviously, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think he should get a contract for next season.
I think he should as well. Let's see the next guys here. I mean, there's not really Ryan Yarbrough. Where are you at with Yarbrough? Are you still Yarbrough pilled?
Yeah, A+, the best pitcher in baseball.
A+. We're about to get into leap talk here, True RGM. We're just doing pitchers right now. So let's go into some of the players here, Ave. Let's go into some of the hitters. Alejandro Kirk, post All-Star break, hit 288, weighted runs created plus above 100, finished with a hitting streak, looked awesome. I'll say I'm a known Alejandro Kirk, non-Alejandro Kirk guy, but he looked awesome to finish out the year. I'll give him his flowers. He looked awesome. I'm gonna give him a B- though. Because his first half, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, I'll take his full season view. A+ defensively, him being able to start throwing runners out, with a dog shit arm and a bad pop is very impressive, and he just did it by throwing it up the line a little bit.
Yeah,
throwing it up the line, just take some of the distance out of it. It's beautiful. So I will give Kirk a B.
Okay.
He gets an F for hitting. Well, not really an F because 94 weighted runs created, but on the scale, A+ for defense, F for hitting. Give him a B.
Yes, I'm right there with you there. What we fail to forget is having a good defensive catcher is a very underrated thing, and we've took it for granted for a long time. We've always kind of had like Jano was pretty good defensively, great blocking, right?
Yeah,
framing wasn't really there, but the blocking was there. And it's something when I'm watching some of these teams in baseball, like, holy shit, some of these catchers are terrible. I mean, you got the catcher, the back catcher for the Yankees. What's his name? I'm blanking on it. Where they steal 6 bases a game off him. Trevino. Yeah. Like, imagine having that. You know?
Yeah.
So it's not great, but I'm not even going to go other catcher. It's Tyler Hyman. He played here for 2 weeks. Let's go into the infielders. I'll start it off with a guy that we talked about. We're just going to ignore his 2024 season. Bo Bichette. I hate to say it. Obviously, not a qualified hitter. He's going to have to get an F. And I think he'd be the first one to tell you that he'd give himself an F. A 70 weighted runs created plus. Average was bad. Never really he had hit 4 home runs. It's unfortunately an F for Bo Bichette in 2024. But next year is going to be an A+. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, no, the most obvious F of anyone because the expectations are super high for him.
Yeah. All right. Next guy. Ernie Clement was teetering right at that 700 OPS. Unfortunately, he went 0 for today, so he didn't hit it. Ernie Clement finished off this season with a 692 OPS. It was at 699 at the start of the day. 263 average, 12 bombs, 434 at-bats. A guy that kind of stepped up defensively, was great defensively for this team, but kind of not that great to finish off the season. Second half kind of struggled there a little bit. What are you giving Ernie Clement?
Okay. I'm giving Ernie Clement a B.
Derrick Henry just ran a 90-yard touchdown.
That's so cool.
You're giving him a B?
I'm giving him a B. Yes.
I think I'm gonna go with. I can agree with a B. A guy that you didn't come in there with big expectations for a guy, was sound defensively, had a great stretch when this team was going through those win streaks or when this team was tough to watch, Ernie Clement was a pretty good focal point of this team, a guy that would just get on base and just hit the fuck out of the ball and never strike out. Again, no expectations for a guy. This guy was DFA'd by the Astros last year and worked himself into a starting lineup role for the Toronto Blue Jays for an entire season.
A's you meant to say, but you
sorry. Who did I say?
You said the Astros.
Okay, Oakland A's, sorry.
Very funny thing, YJ's alerted me of this multiple times on the season. Ernie had 12 home runs, 12 stolen bases. Guess how many walks he had?
10?
11 walks.
So
he had more home runs and more stolen bases than he had walks.
That is bananas. So 12 home runs.
And 11 ground into double plays is the last part of that.
Wow. Just right there. Just right there for the taking for Earn Dog. That's a ball player, though. That's a guy that, again,
that type of player is what your dad and his brother loved to watch back in the day. And because they don't want to look at fan graphs, they want to see people play baseball that way.
Yeah, that's a guy that your dad is going, that guy's just a fucking ball player. He really is. He really is just a ball player. Some
people had to drive to Toronto and they haven't been able to change out of their clothes yet. Sorry. So I apologize for that.
But Ernie Clement, I give him a B. Obviously, I mean, this is a guy that on a really good team is probably a bench bat that comes off the bench and plays really good defense and will maybe get you an at bat late in the game and put the ball in play, which is what he does. But yeah, I mean, it's a B. The expectations weren't at the all-time high. He was fighting with Santiago Espinal for a spot, obviously
for the last spot on the team, and then he ends up playing 140 games.
Yeah, exactly. Next guy, I think we all know it's going to be an A+. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 199 hits, 30 home runs, 102 RBIs, 323 average. Almost won the batting title, man. Came in second in the batting title. Shout out Vladdy for
he doesn't get an A+ from me, by the way.
What does he get? Oh,
he only gets an A.
Really?
Yeah, he wasn't better. Unfortunately, the way he runs created plus, we were at the table for him to beat out 2021.
Really? What did he finish at?
165.
No.
Yeah.
No. Avery's a hard marker, though. I'm a little bit the easy teacher. I'm the
it's not even his best season. I can't give him an A+ for that. You know,
that's fair. Maybe I'm just an easy marker. He was awesome to watch, though. Really awesome to watch. I mean, there is a graphic out there. I believe it was in April. Vladdy gets a double, and it says in the top right that he's hitting like 171.
The graphic is the Dodgers game.
Before he went out with us.
Yeah, no, it was the day after.
Okay.
Because he hits the double off Glasnow, I believe. And it's the hardest hit ball of his season, I thought. And it's the double that he hits on a line. It goes over the shortstop's head that it almost looked like the shortstop could catch it. Yeah. And it just flies to the fence. It just stays on the line. I think it's his hardest hit ball of the season. I will put out a video tomorrow or sometime this week of every Blue Jays hardest hit ball of the season. We'll do that. That's kind of the things you can do now that the season's over. That's when he was hitting. That's the double where he was hitting like 190. You're right.
And then he went out with us, and it all went.
It all changed.
Yeah, this will be going on Spotify. Once he went out with us, it all just changed. That's the Gate 14 difference. So expect a Gossman Cy Young next year. But yeah, there's Vladdy, and the Jays better sign him or I'm going to lose my shit. Next guy is a guy that kind of struggled the last couple of weeks. Spencer Horwitz. What are you rating Spencer Horwitz? Guy just mashes righties. Makes them his bitch.
Yeah, I would love to look at these official splits for him where it goes. Yeah, 286 against righties and then 200 against lefties.
And 194 against lefties.
Okay, so I will give Spencer Horwitz an A-. I'll give him an A-. He was able to slug a little bit at the major league level.
Yeah, I'm going to give him an A- as well because he also showed that although he's not the greatest fielding second baseman on the planet, he's a serviceable second baseman. You can play him there when, it's like not the greatest, but he showed that he can at least play the position and not be like that out of touch with
on this baseball team. He's pretty much positionless.
No, I think he's pretty good defensively at first.
Sure, but Vladdy's going to play first.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
People were talking about trading Horwitz. I saw on the timeline.
Yeah, it might. There's an excess of it as well. I wouldn't mind trying to work him into left maybe a little bit as well.
Yeah, that's a tough position to learn when you've kind of played first.
He did play a little bit in the minors. He tried to do that.
But playing left against like 40-year-old quadruple A players is a little bit different than
Yeah, it is.
Leo Jimenez.
Okay. Above league average hitter when he was playing in the big leagues.
Yeah.
He's a B- B for me. Like, I think if he's your 9 hitter and plays an okay defensive shortstop, it's fine, but not someone I'm really building for the future with, in my opinion.
People were getting crazy with their takes. People were saying they preferred him over Bo at one point. It's like,
no, he plays the position differently. He's
a better fielder. He's more natural at short.
It looks way more natural when Leo's doing it. Yes.
Yeah, I can 100% agree with that. I'm gonna give a B- to Leo Jimenez. All right, Will Wagner.
We get 24 games of Will Wagner, and
pretty good stuff, man.
I give him an A- probably.
Yeah, a guy that was a throw-in in that trade. We forget that.
Is looking like the best piece right now.
Yeah, he was a throw-in in the trade. I'm gonna give him an A- as well.
We've got a lot of 7 to 9 hitters. We do.
The Jays really kind of do.
We have a lot of 7 to 9 hitters.
But the thing is, there's not really many free agents that are like, aside from Santander, like 3 or 4 hitters. And we're not going to get anyone in a trade with that. So some guys better start taking steroids or some shit, because that's essentially the only way to fix it, right?
Our savior took steroids. We're fine.
Yep. Addison Barger.
C.
It's 197 hitter.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed, honestly.
Yeah, I was very disappointed with Barger. I was expecting a lot more. The guy seemed like he struck out on a lot of cock shots. I'll say it. I'll come out on a limb and say that there was a lot of cock shots that he struck out with. And I mean, he runs into one every once in a while, but his swing is so crazy that it's like long, and it's sometimes he's so late on pitches where it's like, and if it's an off speed, he's so early on it, once he figures that out, he might be better. But yeah, the guy just has tons of tools, but he didn't put it together this year. He really didn't.
He plays baseball in a way that gives me anxiety.
Yes. Like if I was a pitcher, I'd get nervous seeing a ball hit the third.
Because he's so twitchy.
Yeah.
I would just beg him to try and slow down. It might change everything else, but it's quick, violent is how I would describe most of the things Addison Barger does. Again, these are the players that you need to take leaps for this team to outperform what they're expecting to do next season. It's like,
I don't think he starts the year next year with the Jays anyway.
No, I think there's no chance of that.
Yeah, I don't think there's a chance either. Unless he just goes insane in spring training. Like, looks like his swing is more calm and compact, and he's launching balls into orbit. That's the only way I see him making this team.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine for him to be in Buffalo to start. I don't think there's the offseason's a failure if no injuries he's penciled in to start. He's not even penciled in to start on this team that won 10 fucking games all year. Yeah,
that's fair. Should I do Baroa? No, I don't really care for Baroa. Clase didn't really play here as much.
Clase gets an A+.
Yeah, Clase gets an A+. He's our little Ken Griffey. Joey Loperfido.
Jonathan Clase, by the way, I tweeted this. Shane Victorino. That's going to be his comp.
He's going to be Shane Victorino, the leap, as True RGM says.
Yeah.
The next guy, I got his number on Thursday. He was with us as well at dinner. Joey Loperfido. He says he's going to come on November. He'll be coming on November. He's going to Italy, visit our homeland. So he's going to come on in November. The strikeouts got to stop. That's the biggest thing with Loperfido. The strikeout rate was insane high. Again, this is a guy who probably had to learn a new hitting philosophy once he got here, right? I mean,
yeah, he's probably going to have to learn a better one. There's a lot of changes to be made. His Blue Jays tenure gets a C-, maybe even a D, honestly. He wasn't great so far, and that's not saying he's bad for the future. Like, that's a body, and those are some tools that you can dream on, honestly.
The projectability's there.
Oh my God, is it ever?
The
Is it ever?
projectability's there. He could be our little Kyle Tucker.
Exactly. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Love to see that. All right. Who was the next guy that I had here queued up? Nathan Lucas. Congrats on his first career home run
Yep.
at the ripe age of 30. I mean, he was kind of sick,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, he was 300.
Yeah, kind of sick. Where are you at with him though? Like, I'm gonna give him a B plus. Pretty good
Nathan-
defense. Pretty good
Yeah.
bat to ball stuff. I have him ahead of Barger.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I would give him an S. And that stands for Sacramento, where he's going to be playing baseball next year, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. He's gonna love the A's. Him and Brent Rooker in the
Yeah.
outfield.
Like he was pretty good,
Yeah.
honestly. If where does he fit in is the question for me.
I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you. I don't know what you kind of do with. I mean, he's a 30-year-old. I can't imagine a lot of teams are going to be that attracted to him. He is 30. Again, no offense to 30-year-olds. I'm 3 years away from 30. I'm getting close there. But yeah, he's got to figure some things out.
Figure some things out is the wrong term. He did.
I think what's going to happen is he's going to go to the A's because Brent Rooker was a late guy too. Like he got good once he got DFA'd like 3 times, and then Brent Rooker became a dog. Nathan Lucas is going to be added as a throw-in for a trade the Jays make this offseason. That's what's going to probably happen, right?
Yeah, he doesn't really have a path to playing time, really.
Yes.
If everyone's healthy.
30 is young. I agree, YJs. Next guy. This is a tough conversation to have because he had that 2-week stretch where he kind of looked like his old self again. Looked good, pretty decent the start of the year. Davis Schneider kind of played himself out of a starting role. He was halfway through the season. Tough year for our guy. It's again, when it rains, it pours, and when you're struggling in this game of baseball, it's a lonely place there in that batter's box. I know I played it at a way lower level, and it was tough for me. I can't imagine playing in front of millions every single day, and you're just kind of alone in the box there, and you kind of are just struggling, you know?
Yeah. We lost whatever it was in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
It was like, it seemed at a point that we got to rework a swing maybe, or whatever he was trying. And it was the plate discipline that went out the window. And that's what I thought was going to be his calling card. It would be power and plate discipline. I thought that was just an automatic was going to just continue for the next season. And he slugged 343. Like, not great at all. I'll give Davis a D plus.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a chance for him to go crazy, man. Honestly.
Yeah. And this is the guy, right? That was supposed to, like, he had an opportunity to play every day, right? Like, he kind of played himself out of it.
He hit his weighted runs created plus was 80. That was lower than Kevin Biggio, and they DFA'd Biggio.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of where I'm at.
This is the thing, though. If there's a guy that I think and I know that will bounce back from this, it's a guy that was supposed to quit baseball 4 years ago and made it to the major leagues, right?
Yeah, no, the story is not even close to being done, nor should it be. It's we just it looked like he was lost for.
But just like a lot of this team, like 2024, we'll just never talk about it. You know,
for sure.
That's where I'm at with that. But we got a couple more here, a couple guys here. George Springer. I mean, we had the Junta line graphic that saved him for a little bit. But man, is this going to be a tough conversation to have next year and the year after, because this dude's got 2 years left on his contract. And my, oh my, outside of a month, this guy just couldn't hit to save his life.
No.
Really couldn't hit to save his life. Like, George Springer is going to be, what do you do with this guy territory in the next couple of years? I mean, the OPS has dropped significantly since 2021. It went 907, 814, 732, 674 this year. His OPS is dropping at like a 70 clip every single year. So next year he's on pace for a 604 OPS. I'm going to have to give him a D, to be honest with you.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. 95 runs created plus, a positive base runner at least, which is a nice change from last year. But he played 145 games and he was replacement level, 1.2 WAR.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. That's not what you're getting paid $500 million a year for. It's just not it, man. Not good enough.
Yeah, and he just wasn't good this year. And I outside from that 1 month where I was like, he made that like.
Let's do it. Let's see the splits.
By month?
Yeah, I'll do it by month. Let me go to just weighted runs created plus wise. Okay.
This is gonna be a tough one. This is gonna be a tough one.
Yeah, it's funny. March and April, 82 weighted runs created plus. May, 81. June, 106. July, 141. August, 75. September and October, 84.
Oh my God.
I mean, if you can't take these things away, obviously, but if July doesn't exist, he's the worst hitter in baseball.
Yeah, it's not he wasn't that guy. I mean, again, and we talked about this last podcast, this could have been a guy that we were just like, who gives, like a Patrick Corbin Avery, where it's like, who cares how bad he is because this dude won a World Series for us, you know?
Yep.
Unfortunately, what we're saying is, yikes, this dude didn't win a playoff game for us, and he was one of the best playoff performers of all time at one point.
Yeah.
You know? So it's a tough one. Tough day for George Truthers out there. I pissed my pants for that guy. So not quite sure. Well, we can go to some of the coaches, though. What do you give Schneider?
Fuck, who knows what he actually does? That's the problem.
Yeah.
He gets a D, probably. I don't know. He's a manager. And
he wasn't that great at managing.
Yeah, but I don't know what his responsibilities are, to be honest. Interviewing, he gets an F. I just don't really care for any of his quotes. I try and take those aside.
Yeah.
You know what? Never mind. I'll give him a C minus. Team sucked. How can you deploy a bullpen to try and win games when they're that bad? It's the players on the field played like shit. We've gone through all of them, and they've played like shit. So maybe it's not all on him.
99% of them really played like shit. 99%. Yeah. And speaking about the manager stuff, I'm seeing multiple members of Blue Jays Twitter that are hitching their anchor to a Skip Schumacher. So, like, why? What the fuck? Like, what do you want from this guy?
I think it's just them trying to recreate the Stephen Vogt type of thing. See if you can do that magic here in Toronto. I don't care about the manager, to be honest. Charlie, I thought was the worst one to ever do it, and I don't have the same feeling towards John Schneider, honestly. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just can't get mad at John Schneider being the manager because I don't think it's like totally his fault. He was the manager of the team that went to the playoffs last year. Like, it's literally
and he was the manager of the team 2 years ago that had home field advantage at the playoffs.
Yeah. I agree. I got nothing for it. Don Mattingly, though.
Oh my God. Give him an F. Get this dude off our team, honestly. Like, I'm at the point now, Avery, where I don't even care what Don Mattingly does. Just send him to the sun. Like, just get him out of the dugout. Seriously.
Yeah.
Just get him out of the only memories I have with Don Mattingly as part of the Toronto Blue Jays are dog shit hitting teams. Like, I don't care what he does. I don't even care if he hangs up the fucking jerseys in the locker room. Get him out of this. Get him out of here. Revoke his passport. Block him at the border. I'm so tired of Don Mattingly. I really am. Like, I just don't want him here. I don't. Like, what's that smell?
I saw someone say he might transition to a front office role because they respect his opinion so much.
What do we have merit to respect his opinion? He was a good baseball player.
Don Mattingly has won an AL MVP as anyone else in the org. No, we can have JD come back and be the bench coach.
Yeah. I've talked myself into Matt Haig being the bench coach.
Why you want just make him the head hitting coach? Why would you want him to do something else?
Yeah, I know we're finding scapegoats here. It's like the Billy Goat curse.
Don Mattingly's not the reason why Bo had a 70 weighted runs created plus.
Yeah, well, Don Mattingly's not the reason this team sucks. I just have hitched my wagon to wanting him in prison. That's really all.
Yeah, you speaking of guys you hate, you forgot to do Zach Pop.
I mean F minus.
Okay, perfect.
I mean, what else are we going to give Zach Poop? I mean, it's an F minus. Unfortunately, that's where I'm at with that.
Yeah,
terrible vibes guy. It looks like sucks. F minus for Zach Pop. But yeah, I mean, our fan base is like obsession with like terrible managers. Skip Shoemaker. Fuck. Why? If we've learned anything, though, honestly, from this season in terms of managing, the Cubs poached Craig Counsell from a division rival, and the division rival that lost Craig Counsell was one of the best teams in the National League.
It's not that important.
It is. It really is not that important. So you can hate John Schneider all you want. I'm not quite sure it makes that much of a difference, managers, to be honest with you. I really am not.
Yeah.
Like, fucking Craig Counsell is the highest paid manager ever, and my God, the Cubs stunk. They stunk.
Yeah, get good players. Who cares who's fucking sitting behind the bench?
If you have a good roster, I mean, Christ, the Dodgers fans want Dave Roberts in prison every playoff race.
I mean, we had Gibby here. Like, it's the same thing. Just let the players kind of do their thing.
If we have a good roster, if you have a good roster, you could have a fucking 2-year-old, managing, and they would somehow be good. Do we even know if John Gibbons was good? He was bad when the teams were bad, and when he had a super team Avengers, he was good. Now everyone loves John Gibbons, but I'm sure after that first tenure with John Gibbons, everyone fucking hated his guts.
Yeah.
So it's just, let's bring back Cito Gaston. What's Cito? Is he kicking around?
I don't know what Cito's doing these days. I'm sure we could get him a podcast. Someone's trying to do that.
He doesn't know what a fucking podcast is. Cito's only 80 though, right?
Only 80. That's what the White Sox did with Tony La Russa when he had just turned 80. That didn't go well.
Cito Gaston could be our Tony La Russa.
And did you see what happened to the White Sox after they got rid of Tony La Russa?
Hey, Tony was the glue that kept that team together.
He was the straw that stirred the drink.
Yeah, and let me tell you, once he left, wasn't smooth sailing for those White Sox. Let's bring Cito back, though.
We forgot to give Dalton Varsho a grade.
Oh, Dalton Varsho? B?
Yeah, he ends up. We do the same with Kirk, like the best defense, and then an okay bat this year.
Avery, there's actually a manager out there that's a free agent that I'm kind of looking at.
Is it Terry Francona?
For those listening, I am playing the bongos. Sometimes you got to go back. Avery, hockey is all. Hockey is all. I need you to make an edit with the Matthew McConaughey. Sometimes you got to go back to actually move forward commercial sound with just Charlie Montoyo pictures and clips. I need that soon.
And we'll post it on our Instagram.
We'll post it on our Insta and everything. We'll tag you. I need the narrative that Charlie Baseball is coming back to the city. Actually, why don't we do reverse here? Why don't we have Charlie Montoyo be the bench coach next year?
Yes,
we'll have John Schneider, his successor, be the manager.
So we'll have Charlie in the cuck chair in the dugout.
Let's bring back Charlie. What's stopping us? There's nothing stopping us right now.
Oh my God,
I'm Montoyo pilled. I'll never forget Vladdy looking at him from the dugout and saying, No challenge. No challenge. And Charlie goes, he touches the headset on his head.
The Monday night Phillies game. He was fired the next day.
And then the Jays went on like a fucking 40-20 run or whatever after that and made the playoffs. Oh, those were the days, man.
Those were the days.
Those were the days. Do you look at what the Detroit Tigers are doing right now in disgust? Because I kind of do. That roster stinks out loud.
Yeah, no, disgust is the wrong word. Jealous of that. Because if the Blue Jays were doing that based on how the roster had been built the last couple of years, it would be expected.
Yeah.
So, like, next year, if the team sucks and people get traded, that's when I'll be okay with it.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. This is the thing, man. It's like I'm looking at the Tigers and I'm going, could you imagine how cool it'd be to finish off the year 30-11?
Yes. Yes,
Just
it would be
essentially
awesome.
every game you play, it's like, yeah, there's like a 70% chance we're going to win this game. That'd be cool. I mean, I'm looking at their, like, who starts their playoff games here? Yeah, Matt Vierling is hitting in the fucking 3-hole for them.
It's an insane thing going on too. Wenzel Perez is in the middle of that
He's their
thing.
2-hole guy. He's their 2-hole hitter.
Spencer Torkelson got sent down to the minors all year.
Yeah, and they traded one of their best pitchers. They traded Jack Flaherty.
Yeah, they did. They did, man. And the team weighted runs created plus for the Tigers is horrible. Them and the Royals team weighted runs created plus way less than the Jays.
Yeah, and the Royals, again, I'm watching these Royals-Tigers games, and I'm like, these dudes fucking suck. Like, both of these teams are ass. Like, they suck out loud. It's terrible how bad these teams are. And I'm looking at them like, how the fuck did they have a better record than the 74-win big bad boy 8th in payroll Blue Jays? Make it make sense.
I mean, it's pretty obvious. They're Detroit's 4th in ERA, and the Royals are 7th in ERA.
God damn it. The thing is, the Jays have the starters to do that, though. Like, I'm taking the Jays starters over the Royals and Tigers starters 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, the thing is their bullpen's sick.
Yeah, their bullpen's sick because the starters don't even have to go more than 5 innings.
And they are White Sox merchants, yes.
Every team in that division's White Sox merchants.
I know the White Sox being as bad as they are, they should sue the White Sox, the rest of the AL.
Yeah.
They've ruined the playoffs because the White Sox were that bad.
Yeah, I think playing the White Sox elevates it. If you look at it, I think there was only one team in that division over 500 against teams not named the White Sox, and it was the Guardians. I think the Guardians are really good, by the way. I think they win the World Series. I truly do.
Johnny,
that bullpen,
yeah, get on board, man.
Yeah, and by the way, me and Avery, hopefully at some point, we'll be going to a Guardians playoff game, or maybe I'll just solo rip it with YJs. But I would like to go to a Guardians playoff game again.
Or the Tigers win a series. And
oh my God, that'll be the easiest one. A little 3-hour drive.
Yeah,
I'll do that in a second.
Yeah.
But I guess do you want to do our predictions right now, Avery, for the playoffs? So we have a little bit of a fun baseball games going on tomorrow, folks. I'll update you guys on what's happening here for those that don't know. So the Mets facing the Braves 2 days tomorrow, doubleheader. They're making up for it. If the Mets or whoever wins game 1 is automatically in the playoffs.
That's cool.
Yeah, whoever wins game 1 is automatically in the playoffs. And if the team that lost game 1 wins game 2, both teams make it. I think what they do is
oh my God. Yeah, it could be like soccer.
Handshake agreement.
I think it'll be a Mr. Baby, you can't put that in there and expect me not to laugh. He said True RGM just emailed me a picture of Jerks and Profar in a Jays hat. I could be in on Jerks and Profar for next season.
Me
could
too.
be. I could
buy
be
high.
in him.
Buy high, but we're gonna have to bite the bullet. But so if the
Mets you get Jerks in a 2-year deal. That's the difference.
What I'm saying is here, Avery, if I'm the Mets and Braves, we do a little bit of pact. You win game 1, game 2, you got to take it easy. I want your bums in the lineup. I think they're going to do that no matter what, because they're going to rest guys. They don't want guys playing fucking 18 innings. But you got to feel bad for Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yes.
Because
that's an excruciating day of baseball.
Like, they need a sweep to make the playoffs.
I think I would max bet the loser of game 1 and game 2.
Like run line. Diamondback fan?
Yeah.
I hedge my happiness for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with that. So I think Mets and Braves make the playoffs tomorrow. I'll say it. So let's go into the standings here. Let's go into the playoff picture. I don't know how to find that. So we got Astros versus Tigers, Orioles versus Royals. Who are you taking in the Astros-Tigers series? Do you want to believe it's the Ben Verlander Bowl? He's going to be a fucking insufferable prick all over Twitter that entire week.
Oh, man. The Astros can pitch, man.
They can pitch their dick off.
Yeah.
Is UTA game 1? Like, are we having that talk?
I wish the Tigers had anyone else. I'm going to go with the Astros winning that one. I wanted to believe in the Tigers, but that's fuck. I mean, I guess they'll get one, Like they're
They're,
Scooble
they're,
Day.
they're gonna win that Tariq game.
Yeah. Yes. Almost. That feels like a guarantee. And then you go short with your starters the next couple games,
Yeah,
and it's full bullpen. Like you got
yeah.
a chance. I'll go with the Astros though. I'll go
I'm
with the
gonna go with
Astros.
Tigers. I'm
Okay.
gonna go with Tigers. And then you got the next series, mid versus mid, Orioles versus Royals. I think the Orioles beat the ever living fuck out of the Royals.
This is I want to change. I think they do too, but my prediction is going to be the Royals win that one.
Really?
Yeah.
What made you think that? They're on the road though.
I know they suck, man, but they can pitch. They can pitch better than the Orioles can.
That Orioles bullpen's awfully thin as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of getting to. Yeah, I think they'll beat the Orioles, and it'll be a hilarious case study for the last 2 seasons of the Orioles if they don't get it. What if they get swept again? How funny would that be?
That would just be all day. If the Orioles get swept, their fans can't say shit.
Yeah.
Can't say shit to the Toronto Blue Jays ever. And then we go to the NL. We got Brewers versus Mets or Braves. I think it's going to be. I think the Brewers win that series no matter what. I love this Brewers team, Abe.
Yes, that is the thing for me as well. No one's really talking about the Brewers, and they've been great. It's like a classic. Jackson Churio is going to do the fake Gabriel Moreno breakout, but he's actually a good player.
Yes.
That'll be the difference.
So who do you think the Padres make it through? I mean, they got a home game. That stadium's going to be rocking.
Who do the Padres have?
It's either the Mets or the Braves, essentially.
Wow, fuck. I think one of those teams wins. Like the Mets or the Braves win their series.
Mets got worked by the Padres in New York 2022. We remember that like it was yesterday. We're on.
Yeah, so maybe they return the favor.
Yeah, I could see
Cardiac
that.
match.
I could see that. All right. I mean, first live pod, that was kind of fun.
I enjoyed.
I will say this. One of the tough things this season, and I'm not going to name names, was, actually, never mind. I'll bite my tongue. I'll bite my tongue. I'll bite my tongue. I'll bite my tongue. But anyways, again, I know I made a video about it. I tweeted it and I Instagrammed it. Truly a crazy year. I mean, we've grown like crazy the last year, more than we did the year before. And it's just been an insane ride. Obviously, we're going to take a couple of weeks off. Probably the next time you hear from us will maybe be the Swanee interview in a couple of weeks. But me and Avery have been grinding our dick to the bone every single day for like the past 200 days, 250 days. So just a little break here to kind of relax, recoup, and then get right back into it. It's been a crazy year.
I think you can guarantee you hear from us in October.
Yeah,
no doubt. We're not going to take a month. Well, we won't take a month off.
Yeah, we won't take a month. It'll be a couple of weeks probably.
Yeah.
But I like talking to people, and people love the Sunday pod. So, again, thank you to everyone who bought merch, listen to the pod, just always interact with us, and been Gate 14 riders forever. So we love you guys, man. We wouldn't be here without you guys. We wouldn't be able to do the cool shit we do, like going for lunch with the boys and the team, and just if it wasn't for the growth of this podcast, and it's because of you guys. So we're forever grateful. We're forever indebted. And stay tuned for some fun stuff in the off season. We got to start thinking about the Gate 14 awards again, fellas.
Yeah, let's get on that quick this year and have it done.
Let's get on it quick.
Yeah,
let's get on it quick because the people love it. Love you guys. Let's
Thank
have
you.
ourselves an off season. Enjoy playoff baseball, stress free. I'll say, dare I say, and let's have ourselves an off season and stay tuned for some Gate 14 stuff. Maybe we'll release a Christmas shirt for the people this year. Love you guys, man. And we will talk in a couple of weeks. And let's forget this season existed. Any last words, Avery?
No, love you guys. Thank you for